Greetings, collective. How are you? Can we just give thanks for medicinal herbs? Oh my Lanta. I'm so thankful for the healing properties that have been given to us right through the very earth. Milk and honey. This is such a wink right now. This was like facing the wrong way in my deck. So I have all of these cards that are facing, and then this one's okay, so take it or leave it. Take what resonates. But the land of milk and honey, you know, it's the more than enoughness now than you could ever imagine. So we're prophesying that into the future, and we're allowing it to take root, and we're allowing for the, you know, this isn't microwave. I mean, it kind of is when you really get tapped in and you find out how to keep your frequency up. It's kind of a microwave, all things considered, to think about something coming from literally the imagination of the quantum field coming into the physical realm. It, you know, even that happening within 6 months is pretty dang amazing. Focus on staying in alignment. That card just came up the other day. Focus on staying in alignment. The message is so clear, and sometimes I feel like the divine is just like speaking to me, you know, as I deliver to you. So I am student number 1 here, let it be known. But focus on staying in alignment despite anything that happens in the 3D. Alignment with the reality and the knowledge that like the land of milk and honey is the frequency that you can attune to, and you remain in belief in activation mode. You remain in alignment with like, no, that is my reality, no matter what happens around you, because it's going to take some time for it to set in, you know. And then also right before it really sets in, there's this weird thing that happens where you are given an opportunity to completely give up on your belief. Like, and I'm talking, it's usually pretty dramatic, like something financial, like all of a sudden this huge unexpected thing comes, or, you know, whatever would be like something that would actually matter to you. Maybe finances aren't your hot button, but like, so the point is, don't take the bait into despair and hopelessness when it comes up, because focus on staying in alignment. Catch yourself and be like, this is a simulation. I get to drive here. All things are working together for good. Everything always works out for me. Yeah, this is a bump in the road, but I'm going to learn something through this. And when I learn something through this, it's going to be like gold in my tool bin. Ladybugs, ladybirds, depending on where you're from. So maybe that's significant to somebody. Help is on the way. Remember, help is always on the way. You have a divine team behind you. Whether you can see them in the 3D or not, doesn't matter. You have a divine team behind you. Just allow yourself to believe that. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? But also remember to tap into your divine identity. And that's the part that's your responsibility, because it's your free will. Nobody's going to come in here and make you be yourself. So choose to be yourself. And because when you do, it will automatically be expressing the glory. The glory is that miraculous elixir that once it touches the atmosphere, things shift. And it's really like we have the potential within us to align with the frequency of glory. It's the high vibe, you know, the frequency of glory that shifts atmospheres when you walk in. It's the thing that all of a sudden just sets things into balance when you have it within you. I feel like I'm about to preach. Tapping into some of my roots. But yeah, you want that glory with you, the Yahweh, the one that is the God of love. Oh, this is huge. Each assumption has its corresponding world, or each assumption has its corresponding reality. So that's where it's the law of vibration. This whole focus on staying in alignment, it's because you're vibrating at a certain frequency. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things unseen. Your frequency does not lie. Your frequency, which is your the channel that you're tuned into, the radio station you're tuned into, that's your frequency. Remember the old school radios, like you turn the dial and you tune to whatever radio station. So tune to the one that is full of music, that is full of hope, focus, alignment, truth, morality, like moral goodness. Stay in alignment with that one. Your frequency doesn't lie. Even if you're going through a time where you're feeling sad, or maybe your physical vessel is feeling a little low, or maybe you're healing this lineage soul, and it has some garbage that you're going through, you can still be in a posture and a frequency that's connected to high vibe, even while dealing with all of that. The key is to not allow all of that to dictate your emotions that then influence your hope. Because without hope, the people perish. Illumination. So remain in alignment with remain in alignment with the frequency that provides illumination. The law of vibration is kind of like it's like we're all imagine we're all little antennae that are emitting frequencies, which literally is true. It's called thought forms. Look it up if you don't know. And I don't mean to be sounding like a know-it-all, but I'm saying it really is something. I'm not just saying this as an illustration. It's really a scientific thing called thought forms. And I honestly had this vision the other day about how, our voice and our words are sound waves, and so what we're speaking into the atmosphere is literally forming our life. And that's why in one of the Flower and Fire audios, by the way, there's a podcast playlist, so feel free to go check that out if you're somebody just looking for something to fill the time with. You want to listen to something, but you want to stay in high vibe, you want to stay in something somewhat educational, inspirational, I sure hope. But I also kind of ramble in that one, kind of like I'm doing now, so I'll keep you company when you're on a low time. Some people save my life through that, just being the elixir of healing for me, just being a friend on the internet when I was too afraid of humans to have any active relationships in the 3D because of trauma. So I digress. The law of vibration is a real thing. The thought forms are a real thing. They're emitting that's why it says in the word, when it talks about God knows a man's heart, it's not being I'm up here judging you based on your heart. It's literally your frequency doesn't lie, it won't lie. And that's kind of the catch. You can fake it all day long, but if you haven't really found how to surrender to it, and it's not comfortable at first, fake it till you can surrender to it. Fake it till the revelation comes. Keep pursuing the knowledge until it starts to take root within you. Don't just give up if it doesn't resonate right away, because it's anything that's new is unfamiliar, and therefore it's a little bit uncomfortable and so that's why so many people will end up staying in toxic home life, because it's this is what's familiar to me, and anything to enter into a peaceful state would be very uncomfortable. But I was having this revelation about the words that we speak and how they literally create reality. So focus on staying in alignment, focus on what you're saying, having those heightened emotions of stress, which are really amplified from childhood memories and stuff. It's good to hear, that doesn't have to be it is not the defining factor in a relationship, those heightened emotion moments. But that's where we get to just have the opportunity to step out of the vessel as our spirit, observe the vessel, wow, the vessel is really going through it right now. I think Quasi calls it the character, the character is, and just become the observer to the character while you watch, and then wait for all of the chemical frenzy to settle down in the vessel. Okay, so anyway, this was a fun little ramble. I'm so grateful for the spirit. Your divine blueprint is success. Let me just mention which these are ones that I've written down to post all over my house. You are divinely coded for endless miracles. I want to speak this over you. You are divinely coded for endless miracles. Applying consistent energy in a specific direction will create progress. Choose authenticity and consistency, and do not be controlled by the illusion of perfection, because there is no such thing. But applying consistent energy in a direction will create progress. Choose authenticity and consistency in whatever it is that, that's focus on staying in alignment. There is another, there's another little additional statement. So, going back to the other card of your divine identity, focus on what are the steps that you can take to bring forth the vision that you have of your divine identity. And if you don't have a vision of your divine identity, start sitting down and imagine the desires of your heart, because the desires of your heart are like, that's the encoding to give you hints of who you are. And it's not something that should be denied and betrayed. And obviously you want to see what is your heart, what's the condition of your heart. So for example, when I was still really wounded, all I could think of doing was headstands and headstands, because I can do that anywhere. I don't have to be with people. I didn't have to go into crowds, And as I've healed, the path has progressed, and I'm able to imagine myself doing other things. So just start with whatever you can see yourself doing right now, and trust that the path will indeed continue to lay out in front of you as you follow the roadmap of the desires of your heart, because that was who you're designed to be. And nothing is wasted. Nothing is every ingredient, every season will be utilized in the puzzle, or in the beautiful, what's that called when it's a bunch of broken glass, mosaic, the beautiful mosaic of your life. Even if that's really hard to tell from certain seasons, or certain things that just seem like there's no way any beauty could come from that, it's still possible. So allow yourself to dream. You must dream. Use your imagination, get a little wild with it, and start applying consistent energy in that direction to create progress by being authentic and consistent, staying in alignment, and eventually stepping into that land of milk and honey. Be blessed, be well, be free.